going on, guys? Welcome back to Roost HQ. Today we're going to be checking out my LS2 Carbon Adventure helmet. Talk about a few things I like about it, a few things I wish I'd known before I bought it, and a few things I don't like. So if you're looking for one of these helmets, maybe this will help you know whether it's worth your money or not. The first topic we'll discuss, this is the carbon helmet, which means that the helmet itself is made out of carbon fiber. It is pretty light for its size. It weighs in at 1,450 grams, which is about 3.2 pounds. You will appreciate wearing a lighter helmet if you're going to ride all day. If you've worn an older, heavier, bulkier helmet, then you know what I'm talking about. One thing that I do want to talk about right off the bat, after I purchased this helmet, it is a size medium, like I said, and I do wish that I had ordered a size large. Whenever I put the helmet on, it felt good. It feels good to wear. It is a little bit squishy on my cheeks when I'm wearing it, as you'll see here in a little bit. But the biggest complaint I have about it in the size medium for my pumpkin is this has the cardo on it, and where the speakers are, they're comfortable when you're wearing it, but when you remove it, it is a bit uncomfortable. It likes to pinch your ears. It's definitely not unbearable, but it is a little bit snug. One thing that I do appreciate about this helmet is the peak. The peak itself is adjustable. Just push it forwards and backwards. That does help depending on where you like to keep the helmet on your head. If you have it up too far, it might start to pull your head back. So you want to put it maybe more into that down position, or maybe the sun's in your eyes and you want to knock it down a little bit. Or if you're going to be doing a lot of highway riding, you can actually take the peak off. There's an Allen screw here and here. It does come with plates to cover back up those holes, and then there's one spot on the top there. And at that point, we've just got a funny looking touring helmet. Or if you ride a sport bike, maybe you want to have one helmet that fits all your needs, and this helmet could certainly do that. Now the visor on this helmet, it does come ready to run the pin lock system. This does have a pin lock in it, and so far it's worked pretty well. It seems to get a pretty good seal. The visor locks in the down position, which is something I appreciate. Some of the other helmets that I've worn didn't lock in the down position, so it would feel like, especially when you turned your head sideways, it would try to pick up, maybe buff it a little bit, get a little bit of air under there. It's really easy to get to. There's one button that you push right here, and then at the same time lift up there, and then when you lift this visor up, it does get pretty high up out of the way there. And then whenever you're ready to take it back down, you just reach back up in here, pull it down. It firmly clicks into place, letting you know that it's locked. Behind the visor, you do have an optional sunshade that's built in. There's a little switch here on the side, or a actuator, if you will. You push it backwards, it comes down. You push it forwards, it goes back up. It's really easy to access whenever you are riding the bike. Just take your left hand, slide it up or down. This one has a pretty dark shade in it right now. You can get different ones. You can actually get a tinted visor if you want. I prefer to run a clear, but you can get a tinted one. The visor is a feature that I've come to really appreciate, because I'm the world's worst for forgetting my sunglasses. And you know, you might leave in the morning, everything's fine, but on your way home, you're riding into the horizon or the sunset, and that sun really take a beating on your eyes. Flashy, shiny cars passing by you. You just put this thing down and keep you being able to see where you're going. Take a little bit of strain off of your eyes. Being an ADV helmet, ventilation is super important. I mean, even when you're on the road, ventilation is super important. You've got quite a few vents here. That's going to keep your noggin from getting too swampy. You've got one on the front, up and down here. You've got one on each side. It slides forward and backwards. Forwards will be closed, backwards will be open. And again, you do have one on the other side here. And then you have two on the top. Backwards would be open, forwards would be closed. And then underneath the peak, there's two more. You can reach in here, but they're actually better accessed from above the peak. Forward would be closed, backwards would be open on these. And like I said, there's one on each side. The ventilation does work pretty good. When you're going higher speeds, you can definitely feel the air pushing in around you. It does make the helmet a little bit louder when you're wearing it, when you have the vents open, but you should be wearing earplugs when you're riding anyway, so that shouldn't be a problem. The next thing that we'll talk about is the strap. A lot of helmets are still running the old school double D ring, and I just don't care anything for that. This here is pretty simple. You just take the male end, plug it into the female end, and it ratchets down. And then when you go to remove it, instead of having to fiddle around and look for the tab, it's got this little strap here. You pull it, it magnets there. And when you pull it, it actually actuates the strap so that you can pull it open. It's super convenient. Gloves on, gloves off. It's easy to get your hands on. You're not going to be fighting with it. The interior on the helmet's pretty nice. It is removable, so you can take it in and wash it. Or in the event that you did have an accident, the cheek pads come out to make it a little easier to get off of your head. Like I said, it's a little snug around my face, but again, I think that's because I may have just bought the wrong size. It does have some cutaways for Sena speakers or whatever speakers you may choose to run. The padding is soft. It's firm but squishy, if that makes any sense. It's very comfortable. And like I said, with that padding being removable, going back to the Sena or the Cardo, you can take the pads out, get your speakers installed, and then put everything back in nice and neat. Overall, I'd say the LS2 is a pretty good helmet, especially for kind of that mid-range. You can find these helmets for a reasonable price. It's definitely not going to be as good as a $1,000, $1,200 helmet, but at the price point that it is, I think it's a reasonable deal. Like I said, having that locking visor, I really would hate to go away from that after having it. The removable peak kind of makes this helmet a little bit more dual purpose. The drop down visor, once you have it, you won't want to go without it. And the pin lock is a must have. And I gotta say, this helmet has a legit ADV look. One thing that I really appreciate about this helmet, talking about the color pattern, is from the front and then to the back, it's two completely different looking helmets. And I like that. So that's going to wrap up my review of the LS2 Explorer Carbon. Overall, I've been pretty impressed with the helmet so far, especially for this price point. If y'all have any more questions about it or would like to see a more in-depth review, just drop a comment down below and let me know. And seriously, thanks for sticking around to the end of this video. I appreciate every single one of y'all watching these early videos while the channel's still growing. Don't forget to like and subscribe. This is Roost HQ, and we're just getting started.